all. I am planning to travel for 1 month in August. I have never been away from the office for so long. I'm super nervous. Not regarding the team. The team is great and can easily guide the new doc. Side note, that's amazing that this person can even say that.
Yes. I mean, that's everything,
A
but
win. That's the
yeah.
biggest one.
So, okay. Yeah. hmm
But I'm nervous about losing patient base and revenue. Am I overthinking? What all do I consider? A temp doc versus hire a part-time doc? What do you think?
Okay. So as always, and I always tell Sydney this, gosh, I wish they were just right here so I could ask follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Like my follow-up question would be like, how long have you been in practice? How many operatories do you have within your practice? Are you a PPO, Medicaid, fee-for-service type patient base? What is the actual market conditions? Like, is it a very, very saturated market? Is our new patients difficult to come by in your market? Those are the sorts of the things that I would ask as follow-up questions. But let's just take the information that we have right here. So first and foremost, good on you that your team is good and you're comfortable leaving them with a temporary doctor or a part-time doc. I would say that for many, many years, we had the opinion that a lifestyle practice was a practice that was as small and manageable as possible. So, in the very beginning, even before I started, coaching, I thought, if I could buy practices where I could have one front office, one back office, one hygienist, and a doctor, so 4 total people, not a lot of moving parts, 3 to 4 operatories. What a great, opportunity for a cash flow business right there. And over the years, I realized, especially because I bought a bunch of these practices and I had those types of practices, the vulnerability that's built into that type of model. So like front desk person doesn't show up, you almost have to shut the day down. Back office person doesn't show up or they get sick or they sprain a wrist. You basically have to do dentistry by yourself. Hygienist doesn't come, then you are cleaning teeth and doing your restorative schedule all at the same time. If you are an associate-driven practice, that's an associate. He decides to bolt or she decides to bolt. You have to go in there and do all the dentistry plus your primary practice and all that stuff. We've experienced all of these scenarios, right? So we quickly changed our tune and like now more of the model of the lifestyle practice is a little bit of redundancy. So like instead of one, maybe we have 2 or 3 people up front, but in order to justify that, you have to have a certain number of providers to be able to support that many front office people, 2 or 3 or 4 chair side people. Again, you have to have the providers in order to justify that level of production to pay that level of payroll. And it gives you a little bit of safety. If one person leaves, the practice doesn't burn to the ground. So what I'm assuming from this question is that this particular person is the solo provider and it's a small-ish practice and she has never left the practice before with another provider. So there's justifiable, hesitation. And I would say that your worries are definitely warranted. Your patient base has become accustomed to you because you're the only provider. You've never integrated another provider into that. And of course, some people are going to walk in expecting you unless your front office communicates it very, very well. And they're going to get their hygiene exam from a stranger, or maybe they're going to get some restorative work done by a stranger. Get it. Totally get it. Especially if you're going to try to maintain some level of production while you're gone for that month. However, I think if you are able to communicate effectively, if everybody's on board with edification of this person, you've selected this person utilizing a number of different selection criteria. So you're pretty confident that they're a good clinician. They get along well with your team. They communicate well, and you know that they're going to treat your patient base well. And there's checks and balances in place with the team in place in order to make sure that if those things aren't happening, then there's some sort of protocol in place to make sure that they minimize the amount of interaction with your favorite patients, et cetera. Those are sorts of things that you have to do in order to create a real business at some point anyway, rather than just a very nice, well-paying job. Right now, you have a job because you can't leave without your own personal production. The only time that you will have a real business that's generating cash flow for you when you're not there is if you have multiple providers and you are not the main person that's making the donuts every single day, right? So this is a necessary step. I understand your hesitation, but I would say take a leap of faith. In 1 month's time, believe it or not, some damage can be done. But if you have a good team on board, you'll be able to offset some of the drawbacks of you being gone. That's just my personal opinion.